seasons lost. In Austin, I stalled, paused. My eyes crawled to a table. Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Throw dice and woes of life. Love deprived, looking to revive. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise. Crystal chandeliers, motives reflected. Often mirrors appear clear, grinning from ear to ear. Craving and raving and grain, rekindle the flame. Closer she draws near. Stay there, remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, we know our purpose. In paradise, we know what our worth is. In paradise, we manifest dreams. In paradise, truth is what you conceive.
Boom. Yes, it is. The truth is what you can see. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. Of course, I'm your host, Matt Clark. It is Tuesday, the 4th. We have, counting today, 2 more days after today for the trade deadline, the NBA trade deadline. And I tell you what, the Mavericks, they're coming for us. They're absolutely coming for the Thunder. And today they have the Sixers traded Caleb Martin to the Mavs for Quentin Grimes and the second round pick. And basically the Mavericks are doing basically what the Thunder did. You know, we upgraded our perimeter defense, with the addition of Alex Caruso, and that's exactly what the Mavericks have done. They've gotten upgraded theirs with Christie and now Caleb Martin, because I think what they're trying to do is the same thing that the Thunder did to Luka. By having Dort on Luka, then they would set a screen, and then boom, all of a sudden here comes Kaysen. Then turn around, boom, and here comes Caruso. So they really didn't give Luka any options on what to do when it came down to defense. And I think the Mavericks are doing the same thing to the Thunder that the Thunder did by adding Caruso to help thwart Luka. And so basically the Mavericks are all in win now. That's what they're doing. They're all in the win now. That's what they're basically saying. We strengthened our inside with Anthony Davis, who, remember his last game with the Lakers, what do you have, 40 and 15 or 40 and 18 or something like that? So you got a guy who now can play the 4. The Mavericks have also Gafford in the middle so he can block shots. So now you have 2 rim protectors. And then you've strengthened your defensive part of it, because you got guys who can score. Kyrie can do what he does. Then you got Dinwiddie who can come off and do what he does. And, of course, P.J. Washington kills us every time he sees us. So they basically have made all the moves to say, okay, we're ready to go. Now, the question is, what are the Thunder going to do? Now, some people believe the Thunder aren't going to do anything. My guy, Nathan Taylor, believes that the Thunder aren't going to do anything. Also, the commander, Randy Wright, believes the Thunder aren't going to make any moves. This is what happened to us last year. We made 0 moves at the trade deadline. Now, the move we made at the trade, zero moves to make us win. And basically what we did is, excuse me, the move that we made last year was the move to get Hartenstein. That's the move we made because Sam Presti didn't believe we were going to. I don't think he believed that we were going to be the number 1 seed. Because if you thought we were going to be one of the top 2 seeds and you don't make any moves whatsoever to get your team ready to win a chip, that says a lot about him. But I don't believe he believed that we were going to be what we were last year. No one really believed. I didn't believe we were going to be the number 1 seed. I thought we were going to be 4, somewhere around there, 3, 4, maybe 5-ish. Somewhere in there, 4 or 5 really is where I thought we were going to actually be. And the fact that we ended up being number 1 and the trade deadline completely passed us by, in essence. Like I said, we made 1 move, but that was strictly to get the money to sign Hartenstein. That's what that was for. And I was okay with it at the time because I'm like, this is what he's doing. Okay, this is for the future, because remember 3 years ago when the Thunder were making their move, we needed to improve perimeter defense, outside shooting, inside presence. We improved perimeter defense, we improved outside shooting, and then this year we improved our inside presence along with enhancing even further our perimeter defense. So the Thunder was set and ready to go when it came to that. Now, the Mavericks realized that even though they've beaten us 3 out of 4 times this year, the last time they beat us with everybody. I don't know. I don't remember if iHeart played, but anyway, uh, the first time they beat us, okay, was we lost in the second quarter, and remember we didn't have Hartenstein. The second time they beat us, or the second time we beat them in the cup with Hartenstein. Then the third time they beat us, SGA did not play in Dallas, and then come off the Cavs win, and then we turn around and they beat us here the last time they played us. So, but they realized that in order to beat the Thunder, you're going to have to improve your defense. And everybody gets upset about Luka and says what a crazy trade it was. Well, we're not behind the scenes. We don't know what was going on, but clearly management and the ownership. I mean, let's face it. If the owners did not agree with this, and Mark Cuban is one of the owners, now he's in charge of basketball. Now he's not the majority owner of the team anymore because he sold out for the billions of dollars, $3 billion or $4 billion, or whatever it was he got. So he went ahead and did that for one simple fact, because they realized that what was going on behind the scenes, Luka was not in shape. And everybody talks about he's in shape now, but he plays himself in shape. He doesn't come in shape, which I don't get. I mean, he just says, okay, I'm the greatest player, but eventually what's going to happen is people are going to catch up to you. If you don't get in shape, you don't keep your body in shape. Eventually, in the NBA or in sports in general, your body is going to break down, and people are going to catch up to you because age is Father Time's undefeated. Now, with LeBron, everybody talks about LeBron. And, LeBron has moments. He has moments, and then everybody magnifies his moments. Okay? He has moments because he's still a very, very good player. But is he in the top 5, top 10? No. Is he top 15? Yes. Because in order to be in the top 10 player, you have to be able to do what he does every once in a while, every night. He's not capable of doing that at 41 or 40, whatever he is. He's not capable of doing that anymore. And with Luka, if you don't stay in shape, which I believe the best thing in the world for him now is to go play with LeBron. And LeBron go, bro, if you want to extend your career, if you want to be as great as you possibly one of the top 10 players of all time, you're going to have to get your body in shape. Now, the other difference is in L.A., they're all about health. They're all about what you eat. Remember, Nathan Taylor and I talked about this on After the Storm. Dallas is more of a, hey, man, let's go get some Southern chicken. Let's get some stuff. Let's get this. Let's get some chicken fried steak. In L.A., hey, let's go get some sushi. Or let's go get, this. That L.A. is way more healthier than they are in Dallas because you have the ocean and you have all the pretty people there. So, yeah, people are going to be way more healthier. So Luka's going to benefit from that. But then besides that, and this is the key to me, the most important factor there is, they traded you at your prime. You're 25. They traded you. Traded you at 25. So you can do one of two things. You can fade away and just go, okay, keep doing what you're doing, and you'll be out of the league in 5 years because, let's face it, you can't be out of shape and play yourself in shape in the NBA. Injuries are going, and once you start getting hurt, the more parts of your body get hurt. And you remember, LeBron was never hurt until he got to LA. Then he started getting hurt, and he's been hurt every year. Something happens. Once you start getting hurt, you're hurt. I know with me, I never got hurt, and all of a sudden I got hurt. It's just one thing after another. Knee, ankle, shoulder, whatever. Just one thing after another after you start getting hurt. So you have to preempt by getting yourself in the maximum possible shape. Now, the Mavericks doing what they did, they also caused Luka the Supermax. Now, they say they were worried about him signing the Supermax this summer. He says that's bullshit. Now, I think they were more like worried about paying you the Supermax than you signing the Supermax. That's what I think. Really, it was more like, that's what I think. I don't think they were worried about you going to sign. Who the hell's not going to sign $73 million or $70 million or $60, whatever stupid number it is? Who's not going to do that? $350 million, I think, is what it was going to be. Who's not going to sign that? He's going to sign that. But I think the Mavericks are like, do we want to invest $350 million in a contract in a guy that we know what we get out of him year in and year out? He's not in shape. Whatever, he doesn't play defense. Is that what we're going to do? Now, granted, Luka has made more of an effort this year to play defense. I agree with him on that aspect of it 100%. Sorry, guys, my nose is going crazy because this weather, 70 degrees yesterday, sunshine, top down. Today it's 40 and I'm freezing, and Ace and I were outside doing some stuff in the house. Anyway, I I'm torn on this deal. I understand the Mavericks situation. If you're worried about a guy paying $350 million, like with the Cowboys, they paid Dak. The Mavericks said, we're not making the same mistake the Cowboys did. We're not paying a guy who may or may not be hurt, we're not doing that. And plus, I believe that he did kind of make some sort of effort this year to play a little bit better defense. But that being said, he's going to be out. He's offensively driven. He holds the ball. He does his thing. He scores. They win. They made it to the finals last year. Let's face it. But also, I look at the fact of what did the Lakers do? They believe he's going to come here. He's going to change his mentality. He's going to change the lifestyle. He's going to go differently. And I think the Lakers changed what they were going through and changed their mentality. Because now you have another superstar. Because what the Lakers always get, first it was Wilt, then it was Kareem, then it was Paul with Kobe. They got Kobe, Shaq, then Kobe, then Paul Gasol, now LeBron. Now Luka. Or LeBron, then Luka. So now the Lakers are saying, okay, we're going to build over the future. They're going to completely have to revamp their team is what they're going to do. But that being said, look at what the Lakers are setting. They're setting up for the future. And then when I look at the Thunder, here we are sitting here. What do the Thunder have? Okay, we have a superstar because this will be SJ's third straight All-NBA first team, I believe. So he's going to do we've got a superstar. Now, you've got to build around it, which we have, but at the point now, our roster is not built to keep up with what just happened. And the reason why I say that is because I like Wiggins, I like Dort, I like Joe, I like Kendrick, okay? I like those guys. I like J-Dub. But let's face it, in the playoffs last year, all of them disappeared at periods during the playoffs. The only consistent player was SGA. So now you come back and you kept your team intact thus far, and you'll come back. And I still believe, because you look at the season, these guys, when we lost games, everybody had disappeared except one guy. Everybody disappeared but him. So this year you come back now, only the Thunder know if we're getting Chet back, right? I don't know. You don't know. Nobody knows except the Thunder of whether Chet's coming back. And I believe with Chet, we're better. But now you've got a guy. You got to have a guy who can consistently give you buckets in the playoffs. J-Dub he disappears in the playoffs thus far. He's only had one playoff appearance, but let's face it, he disappeared in stretches. And you can't do that. We know the rest of the guys disappeared in stretches. You bring back the same group. You add Caruso. Caruso is a defensive guy, not necessarily an offensive guy. So the Thunder are saying, okay, we're going to depend on our defense to win games. But in the playoffs, everybody's playing defense. It's way more physical, which plays in the Thunder's hands. You get less possessions, which doesn't play in the Thunder's hand because the coach plays crazy lineups. So that doesn't play in our hands. The fact you've got the NBA's best closer in SGA, that's another factor that's in our hand, in our favor. Then you got a coach who doesn't understand lineups and doesn't understand flow of the game. That's not in our favor. So that's 2-2. So you're 50-50 right now. So I have always said that you got to have another guy to go with SGA that's a consistent scorer. Now, could that be Chet? We don't know. Chet hadn't played all year. Chet hadn't played all year. Now, if he comes back, let's face it, I don't care who you are, it's going to take him 10, 15 games to get in some sort of shape, and that's going to be at the playoffs. Okay? That's going to be around the playoffs when he comes back. So he's going to have 10 or 15 games to get himself ready. The question is that going to be enough? I don't know. Do you know? Who knows? We don't know. Nobody knows. But if you don't make a move, you're not going to win with the lineup currently constructed because you don't have another guy who can do what Aaron Wiggins did once the other night when he had 40. One time in his career. Everybody has that kind of a night. But he's not going to consistently give you the points that you need against better defenders. That's not going to happen. So the question is, what do you do now? How do you make things happen? How do you change up things? That's the $1 million question for the Thunder. What are we going to do? My guy, the commander, he's hilarious. No, that's not gonna happen, bro. That for sure is not gonna happen. Did you see him get killed last night? Yeah, okay. And plus, we'll see what he does tomorrow. But anyway, I love our team. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a hater. You're an idiot for thinking that. Anybody thinks I'm a hater for the Thunder, you're an idiot. You have no idea. Don't talk to me ever. You're a dumbass. You're not. It's not worth speaking to you. You have no idea what the hell you're talking about. What I am is trying to point out the Thunder's weaknesses, the Thunder's things that can get them beat. That's what I'm doing. I also point out our strengths, but it's the weaknesses that teams exploit. That's what Jason Kidd has done to Dagnall twice. That's what Steve Kerr has done to him 3 times. That's what the Nuggets did to him the one time we got beat. That's what the Rockets did to him. They exploit the second quarter. Those 2 minutes, and my guy Mark Long of SRB, he called him 2 minutes too long 3 years ago. He goes, you know what? This guy is 2 minutes too long. That was his quote 3 years ago. And he's still 2 minutes too long. He still doesn't understand lineups, and he doesn't understand flow of the game. This is 5 years in. He's still making the same mistakes. Because he got a bunch of veteran yes men on the coaching staff. Nobody goes, Coach, we got to change up. Other teams, they exploit us. When they know at that 8-minute mark, they know SGA is not coming in the game in the second quarter. They know he's going to come in there with about 6 minutes to go. They know this. So they've got a 2-minute window that they can make a move and get a run going. They know this. They know it. And the question is, how does he not know it? Oh, because, well, we're winning. This is how we're doing it. Well, that's a bunch of bullshit. You can get beat having that mentality. How does Greg Popovich win? You change. How does you look at Andy Reid? What does he do? He changes what he did before. He doesn't do anymore. You got to figure out your losses are because, remember, we have 9 losses. 5 of them are 2-2 teams. 3 to the Mavericks and 2 to the Golden State Warriors. Those are your losses. And now we have the Suns coming in Wednesday or tomorrow. So we're going to see what that's like. But I like our team. I like what we're built. But if this is the Stephen A. Smith said, is Sam Presti the GM that we think he is, or is he the GM that just wants to keep being a perennial playoff team that keeps the Thunder relevant as far as the fans are concerned, kind of like the Cowboys do? One of our guys in our chat the other night said that he's Jerry Jones of basketball. I don't believe that. That's ridiculous. But that's what someone said. Because Jerry just keeps the Cowboys relevant. That's what he does. Hey, we're going to try to make the playoffs. We're going to this. And it's Sam Presti. If he doesn't make a move, that's his thing. Oh, we're not going to the playoffs. We're still young. The hell with that young shit. I said that last year. We're not young. And those are for all you people who weren't watching us before until last year. What about the year before? What about the year before that? When I first started watching, in real, I've been watching the whole time, but I started doing this show, or my show After the Storm. And this, I started watching, and what I said is, oh my God, look at what we got. Josh Giddey, oh my God, SGA. They started bonding. You could just see it, and we flipped, and we haven't looked back since that. What about 30 games left in to go in the season? Those two bonded, and you could just see it because teams started double teaming SGA. We were hitting Josh at the top of the key, and he was exploiting teams on the 4-on-3. I said, oh my God, we got a team here. We got something going on here. You got Dort playing defense, D'ing up to whoever the best player on the other team was. So we were winning with defense and then closing the game out with SGA and offense. That's how we were winning. The next year, 23 wins is what we predicted. I said 40. All these other people out there, these idiots talking about, oh, I'm on the Thunder. What did you predict the Thunder were going to win since you're so damn smart? When they said we're going to win 23 games, I bet you were just, if we could just be okay, we can get to, 25 or 26, maybe 30 games and we're lucky. Forget that. I said we're going to win 40. Why? Because I was paying attention the year before. I saw what we were capable of. I saw the direction we were going. I saw what was being built. I'm like, this team is better than everybody the hell thinks they are. And they won 40 games, just like I said, when everybody told me I was crazy. And then last year we lost doing the same things have been said. Matt, you're a hater, this and that. All of a sudden we get in national TV games. Y'all sitting there listening to, FanDuel and all that, listening to what the Thunder were preaching up there with those two guys they got talking who don't know anything about basketball. There's no such thing as a push shot. It's called a floater. You're out there and you got young kids listening to what you're saying, and they're going to say push shots, and then they go to the gym, and people are going to laugh at them because they don't know what the hell they're talking about because of you. It's called a floater. Learn the language. Quit saying, calling something that's not out there. Learn the goddamn language. It's called a floater. You got kids out here listening to you, and they're going to go to the gym. Oh, here's my push shot. People are like, what the hell's that? What are you talking about? That's the floater. Going to make them look silly because of you. Learn the language. If you're going to be out here and you're going to be on the NBA announcing, learn what the hell a shot is or isn't. It's ridiculous. It's pathetic. You're getting paid all this money to show somebody what shots are and to be able to do the Thunder, and you're not even telling the right. You don't even have the right speech. It's fucking stupid. It's embarrassing. Okay, enough of my soapbox. Let's get on. Last night, went to the Thunder game, and by the way, Commander, I know you're glad that you're and the wife are on vacation, bro, for your honeymoon, because, my God, if I'd have known that Giannis wasn't playing, and Lopez wasn't playing, and Dame wasn't playing, and Middleton wasn't playing, and what's our other guy's name? I can't think of his name. I'll think of it in a minute. Portis wasn't playing. I wouldn't have went to the game. It was terrible. We were playing against their bench. It was awful. I mean, SGA had a field day. He played 24 minutes. I mean, it was terrible. We beat them like a drum. It was awful. And my thing is this: why are you not playing your players against us? Because you're just assuming we're going to lose? We're going to lose to the Thunder, so why am I going to play everybody? I might as well give everybody some rest. That's the thing I don't like about the NBA. That's the thing I don't like about this version of the NBA. Back in the day, players didn't take games off. They played. And everybody talks about that's the players. No, that's management. Players, too, because they're allowed to. Back then, you played 80. You have 82 games, you play 82 games. Talking about LeBron doesn't cheat the game. How the hell you don't cheat the game when he don't play? That's cheating the game. That's cheating some little kid in another city. And like I've always said, if you're going to miss a game, you play all 41 away games. If you're going to miss a game, miss at home. You have 41 home games. Miss a game at home. If you're going to miss one, don't miss a game on the road when some little kid, his only chance he's ever going to see you play that year or whatever is, or may ever get to see you play, is then. And you don't show up because I've got a hangnail or I got a toenail or I got a bump toe or whatever. Kobe played with a broken finger. Broken finger. Today, you think LeBron, the GOAT, would play with a broken finger? Hell no. None of these guys are going to play with a broken. He played with a broken finger on his shooting hand. These guys ain't doing that. They don't have a commitment. It's just frustrating to me. If I'd have known that, I wouldn't have went to that game last night. I was so mad going to that game last night. I was like, oh, man, are you kidding me? Thunder beat the Bucks 125-96 last night. Bucks were 13 for 39 from the three. Thunder 16 to 41. 37% from the field for them, 51 for the Thunder. We out-rebounded them 56 to 37. Frustrating as hell. The Pips points in the paint. Really, 26. 26 points, we outscored them. 17 turnovers to their 15. This is the second game that we out turned over. We had more turnovers than the opposing team. Then, of course, we outscored them on our bench 56 to 50. Okay, then you look at the game stats. Here are the game stats. K-Rich, 22 minutes, 4 points, 0 for 3 from 3, 2 for 9 from the field, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. Played pretty good. I like some K-Rich, as you all know who follow us. Ihart, 18 minutes, 3 for 7, 6 points, 12 rebounds. Well, I actually did not have a double-double. He only had 6 points. SGA, 22 minutes, 34 points. 15 for 19. 3 rebounds, 6 assists. It was, he did what he wanted. It just wasn't fair. Aaron Wiggins, 26 minutes, 13 points, 6 for 9, 1 for 2. Hey, pretty good night. 1 rebound, 4 assists, 1 steal. Did what he needed to do. Lou Dort, 21 minutes, 12 points, 2 for 2 from 3. That's like I said. I don't want Lou Dort shooting more than six times a game. I've said that before and before. And then after that, Jang, 31 minutes, but of course a lot of that was in garbage time. But still, they still played him way more than I want to see him. Jay Will, 25 minutes, 5 for 9, 13 points, 7 rebounds. Good night for him, 3 blocks. Then, of course, Isaiah Joe doing what Isaiah Joe does, 23. Remember, he was shot 50% from 3 in the month of January. So happy to see that. And then, of course, J-Dub did not play. Right wrist sprain is what they say. So he did not play a second game in a row that he missed. And we won in spite of him being gone, if you want to say that. I mean, whatever. We can win without him. There's one person we can't win without, and that's a fact. Here's our last 10 games. Here's our percentage. We are now 4-2 in our last 6 games. Our first 6 games of our 10 games. Because remember, we do it in 10 game periods. We do 10 games at a time, and what the Thunder do for those 10 games, that's what we do. We play again, of course, tomorrow night is the Suns, and that game is at 8:30. I got to change that. That game is at 8:30, not at 7 o'clock. We do have the late game tomorrow night on ESPN. I need to change that. Let me see, is this it? Yeah, that game is at 8:30, guys. Let me change that right now, so I'll have that on there because that game is. There we go. And I'll change that on the screen for you all right now because that game is not at 7. We have, like I said, we have the late game, which we will be doing the show afterwards on YouTube, live, of course, on Facebook as well. But anyway, those of you all who come on and get or join our chat, we've got a good group. My guy Nathan Taylor and I, we have a really good group of people who actually come in on the show and jump in, ask questions, have their comments about different stuff. So we have the Suns on Wednesday. We have the Raptors on Friday. And, of course, I'll be working that night, so I won't be able to attend that game. And then, of course, we have the Grizzlies on Sunday. I will be going to that game. I know that. I want to go to that game for sure. 7 o'clock. Sunday. In fact, Commander, I forgot you needed to send me those tickets, but I think you and Kimberly will be back that game, so hopefully we can all go together on that night. So anyway, that's my schedule for that. I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to be happening with that. I'm excited about it. What the Thunder are capable of doing and what the Thunder are going to do. The Grizzlies on Sunday is just going to be a crazy game. Crazy game. I'm excited about that for sure. Cannot wait to go to that game. That week. So we got a good schedule coming up. I'm excited to see what we're going to do. Now, when I look at the Thunder, here's what the Thunder have been doing. Somebody was talking about, well, what are we doing as far as playing? Well, the Thunder, when you look at our shooting percentage, this is where the Thunder is shooting lately. Since when you look at what all we have been doing and why we're winning and why we're losing, we're going to go over all that. First of all, we're going to go over the shooting percentage, then we're going to take a break and come back, and then we're going to go over why the Thunder are winning and why they are sitting to where they are sitting. So we've got SGA averaging 32.5 points a game, shooting 53% from the field, 35% from 3, 89.9% from the line, basically 90%, but still 89.9 is not 90. 89.9. J-Dub, 21 points a game, 21.1, 47% from the field, 34% from 3, 79% from the line. We need that up past the 80. I mean, he's right at 79, 80, but you still need to be in the 80s. iHeart, that's the one thing that scares me, is the 64% from the free throw line because at the end of games, they are going to do what? They're going to foul him. They're going to foul him. So you've got to be able to make shots down the stretch. That's one thing that's going to worry me. Aaron Wiggins is now fourth leading scorer, 10 points a game, 49% from the field, 36% from 3. So he's coming up, 82% from the free throw line. Dort, 9.9 points a game, 42% from the field, 42% from 3, 81% from the line. So you look at us shooting-wise from the line, we all look good when it comes to that. Isaiah Joe, 9.7 points per game, 43% from the field, 39% from three, 73% from the free throw line. And then, of course, Case and Wallace, look at him sliding up in there, 7.3 points per game, 44% from the field, 33% from three. And remember, that's going up. He was really, really awful for a long time there. So Kaysen is doing tons better. And then, of course, K-Rich or J. Will sliding right in there after him, ahead of K-Rich and Caruso. J. Will, 6 points a game, 42.3% from the field, 35 from the three, 100% from free throw line. So, hey, Jay, keep making those free throws. K-Rich, 5.8 points a game, 51% from the field, 38 from three, 88% from the line. And then, of course, do we really say coming up the end? And I need to put Caruso in there as injury reserve because he's not playing, and J-Dub hasn't played, but both of them are still playing. So until they miss a significant amount of time, I have to put both of those guys up in there. So let's take this opportunity to thank our sponsors here at the Mid-Market, and then we're going to come back after this, guys, and then we're going to talk about why the Thunder are winning, and if they don't make a move, what it's going to take. SRB, if you have needs for engineering, surveying, or planning, hit our guy Mark Long up. He'd love to be able to take care of you and hook you guys up. So if you need anything, hit my guys up. They love to be behind the scenes. If you have a water treatment plant in your city or county, hit these guys up. They can come in and make sure that the water runs smooth. And by the way, who the hell does not like clean drinking water? And of course, Oak Grove Trucking, if you have needs for dirt, rock, or sand to be moved, hit our guys up. They'll love to be able to come in and take care of you. And, of course, believe me, they can and they do. They do a fantastic job. I know that he's looking at adding another dump truck to his fleet. I guess it would be a fleet, right? Two, more than one is a fleet. I know that he's looking to add another truck. I know that because he's doing good. So I'm happy to see my guy doing well and flourishing. So hit my guy up. And then, of course, YNB, family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen. They're an equal housing lender, member of the FDIC, proud sponsor for us to go out and support women, minority, and black-owned businesses, which tomorrow we will be at a minority business tomorrow and, of course, on Friday. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. Or you go into one of their 5 locations, the main bank at 401 Elm, 66 steps from historic downtown Yukon, Oklahoma. YNB East, which is off the Parkway at 66 or 39th Expressway. YB Mustang, 218 North Mustang Road. YB Parkway, which is off Garth Brooks, and I-40, just south of I-40 on Garth Brooks, just right in front of the hospital. Can't miss it. And then, of course, YB Peoples, located in Bethany on 23rd between Rockwell and MacArthur. And, of course, Elm Grove Clothing, my guy Jonathan Bickey Triplet, OSU guy, of course. It's good seeing him, like I said, at the basketball union this past weekend. And if you've not seen Kendrick Williams and his dress, the way he's dressing, this is why he's looking so good. Remember Kendrick Perkins did not look good. And when you look at what he's looking like on the show, this guy right here, this is why he's looking the way he's looking. So if you want to look good at a decent price, you don't need to spend $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for a suit. When you can spend $800 to $1,000 and get the same quality suits, same quality suit, same quality look. Hit my guy up, Jonathan Bickey Triplet. He'll take care of you. He's a good guy. And he'll hook you up. Plus, he hooks us up, hooks me up with some good deals. So anyway, but back to it. Like I said, we have 2 days left. And like I said, Stephen A. Smith believes that if Sam Presti does not make a move, that he is only interested in the Thunder being relevant. Which is, like I said in our chat the other night on After the Storm, after the Storm OKC Thunder post-game analysis live stream, we had a couple people in the chat, and that was their comments. That he's like Jerry Jones of basketball. And I don't agree with that, but we shall see. Because if you stand pat with the Thunder, and here I'm going to give you the pros on why he doesn't need to make a move, okay? Why he doesn't need to make a move. And now, do I agree that he needs to make one? Yes. But here, if he doesn't make a move, this is why, okay? And, to me, I think it's something that we should do, but we need to make a move. And you all, I've been pretty adamant. I'm on Cam Johnson. I've said that over and over and over, but we shall see what's going to happen. Here are the Thunder. We're 8th in points scored. We're number one in giving up points. We're number one in field goal percentage for the opponents. That's us keeping the opponents down to scoring. We're number one against the 3-point percentage, 32.8. Also, we're number one in making free throws, which is huge because in the playoffs, remember, you got to be able to make shots. And you got to be able to make free throws because you're going to get fouled because the game is much more physical. So you got to make free throws. Then opposing free throws, I haven't marked in here, but how do you really affect somebody missing free throws? The opposing team. I don't know how good of a stat that really is, to be honest with you. Assists, we only give up 24.1 assists per game. That's fourth in the NBA. Okay? Pips, points in the paint, 41.6 is all we give up in the paint, in the post. That's number one. Steals, we're number one in the league of stealing the basketball from the opposing team, 11.4 steals per game. And then we're number one in opponents stealing the ball from us. So that means we're number one in taking the ball away, and we're number one in taking care of the basketball, keeping people from taking the ball from us. Okay, that's what that stat is. Blocks, we're 5.8, which we're fifth. Turnovers, we're number one. We only average 11.7 turnovers a game. And think about this for a minute. Of our 11.7 turnovers a game, 6.7 of them are steals. Okay? And then, of course, turnovers, we take the ball away. And turnovers are forced turnovers, force the opposing teams to make mistakes, 18.2. So we're number one in steals. We're number one in turnovers of us. And then we're number one in taking care of the basketball, keeping the ball stolen from us. And we're number one as far as taking the ball from the opposing team. So we take care of the basketball, and we force other teams to turn the ball over. That's why the Thunder are winning. Okay? That's why the Thunder are winning. Offensive rebounds, we're still 26th. That's down from 30, which is where we were. So that's a good thing. Second quarter points. We're fifth, okay, as far as what opponents score on us in the quarter. And these two stats in the fourth quarter, 25.1, we're second. My problem is the last couple games, it's been the bench players playing. So these numbers are kind of skewed a little bit, so it's kind of hard to really judge where we really are. But overall, this is where the Thunder are. Okay? 26.8, we're fifth. But the problem is, against certain teams, that number goes up in the second quarter. When the games we lost, remember, I was talking about the other night, when you're up 43-31, you fill the floor of the game, you keep SG on the bench for 2 more minutes, they score 6 more points. And from that point that you did not put SGA in, you got outscored 85-66. Those are little things that I'm talking about that you guys don't miss because you're too busy listening to what the Thunder's rhetoric is, number one. And number two, you're just looking at the overall aspect of the game. You're not looking at the little bitty things that make a difference. You don't look at the little bitty things like us on defense. The stats I was just showing you, getting our hands in passing lanes, changing the floor of the game in that 2 or 3 minutes to where you get turnovers like when J-Dub goes to the bench and with 6 minutes to go or 5 minutes to go in the first quarter, we make a run. When J-Dub goes to the bench in the second quarter with about 4 or 5 minutes to go and we make a run for 2-3 minutes. Those are the things that make the difference. It's 2 or 3 minutes here and there. Those are the things that make a difference in a ball game. Why? Because those change of possessions change the flow. And when you're in the NBA and you're playing against a team that you're a 50-50 team, which means it could go either way, those 2 or 3 minutes are very, very important. Now, in the playoffs, they're even magnified even more in the playoffs because you get 5 to 7 less possessions a game. So possessions are important. That means who are you playing? When are you playing them? What is the floor of the game like? Those are diagnosed weaknesses. How many minutes are your players playing? Those are diagnosed weaknesses. That's what Golden State has exploited, and that's what the Dallas Mavericks exploited. Those two things. His unwillingness to change in the second quarter. And like I said, all you have to do is look at it yourself. You look at the 8 or 7 minute mark, when they're starting to make a run, there's a timeout. And when that timeout hits, what does he do? At that 7-minute mark, every time that timeout comes, what does he do? Does he bring SGA in, or does he sit him for 2 minutes to the 5-minute mark? Or sit him for a minute and a half, whatever it is. Pay attention to that one little thing right there. When we're opposing team, that other team is making a run, does he put SGA in the game or does he? Does he not? And he hasn't up to this point. And if he continues to do that, we're going to lose. Now, is that an every game thing? No, it's not, because there's games that he doesn't need to. But the other night when we had them on the ropes, 43-31, you bring him in right there. He stops the run. We go on a run. We continue to put him away. Third quarter, the same thing. He doesn't play the fourth quarter. Doesn't play the fourth quarter. So you save him 6 or 7 minutes by playing him those 2 minutes extra. Because the game is in runs. It's a matter of runs. When do you make them? What do you do? Do you feel the run coming? What is your strategy to save off a run? How do you change up? How are you going to affect things? Those are the things that matter. Those are his weaknesses. But you guys don't look at that. Why the hell you think he's not mentioned in Coach of the Year anymore? Because everybody last year realized that they made him Coach of the Year and realized, he doesn't know what he's doing. What is he talking about? But the Mavericks and Golden State, Steve Kerr, and Jason Kidd have exposed what he does. Now, that being said, what is he going to do differently? Surely he does it, but if he's stuck on what he's going to do, believing, this has been a recipe for winning for me. Well, bro, if the other teams are exploiting your weaknesses and you're not smart enough to change, come on now. They know what they're doing. They're exploiting you. When we put SGA back in the game, they put in their best player. If they put in their best player, he adds Dort or he adds Kaysen. Oh, let me go stop that. That's not the point. If they put their best player, you put your best player. You match their best player with their best player. Oh, never mind. That's right. J-Dub's your best player in your mind. You're developing J-Dub. And I'm telling you right now, you made the mistake once with Russell Westbrook. I was listening to somebody the other day talking about Russell Westbrook's the best Thunder player ever. No, you're not. You're an idiot. You have no concept of basketball if you believe Russell Westbrook is the best player ever to play for the Thunder. You're an idiot. You need to go back to watching football because that's something you clearly know something about. The best player in the history of the Thunder is Kevin Durant, and you chose Russell Westbrook over him. You chose a guy who's not even in the top 25 or 50 in history of the game for a guy who's in the top 10 history. You gave him up because of that dude. Now you got another generational player in SGA, and you're giving him up for J-Dub because your coach believes he can develop him. You're making the same mistake twice. It's crazy. But now, I don't believe Stephen A. I don't believe his analysis of a Sam Presti. I don't believe that he is Jerry Jones or he's thinking of they're a perennial playoff team. That's all Oklahoma City is satisfied for. I think that's a bunch of crap. Oklahoma City wants to win. We want to win. We got to the finals once. We want to go back. Now, do I believe that the Thunder can win the chip? I just showed you why we can. We can win it because of what we're doing defensively. But the problem is you have to be able to score. You can't be going 11 for 35 from 3. Wide open shots. And SGA has 40, 38 by himself. You have to have somebody to go with him. And if you don't have somebody to go with him, which is why I want Cam. Cam has already played in the playoffs. He's been to the finals with Phoenix. So he knows what the pressure is. He can come up. He knows how to play. He knows what to do. You need a guy when SGA is on the bench. And remember, we're -3 with SGA on the bench. And we're plus 16 with him or 15, 16 with him in the game. And in the second quarter, you sit him for 7 minutes. 7 minutes. You sit him. Or I should say 7 minutes. You shoot him for 7 minutes in the second quarter. And where do you get beat? Every time you get beat, if you're going to get beat, you get beat and win. Second quarter. Of our 9 losses, I bet 7 of them will come in the second quarter because of his 2 minutes too long. Can't do it. And we're sitting there right there at where we are now. Basically, because of what's been happening here, is this little mini losing streak, if you want to call it that, here's what the NBA standings now look like. Okay? This is what the standings look like. The Thunder 39-9. The Grizzlies have now overtaken the Rockets. Remember, we got the Grizzlies Sunday. Have overtaken the Rockets. 7.5-point favorites. I mean, we're up 7.5 over them. Remember, we were up 9 over them. Now we're up 7.5. We're over 6. We were over 10. 9.5, 10 over the Grizzlies. Now we're up 6. They're winning 3 in a row. They're coming. Rockets are coming. Nuggets are getting better. They're 31-19. Lakers just improved by getting Luka and LeBron. They're going to play together well. They're coming. Okay? Your lead is shrinking. Now, this is the difference. The Rockets losing Smith has hurt Jabari, hurt them. Now they're struggling a little bit. The Grizzlies are coming. Ja and them are starting to play better together. You got Steven Adams, that big monster in the middle, grabbing rebounds and taking up space just like he did with us. He's healthy. So now he's got guys kicking the ball out, giving them an extra offensive rebound. Those are things that matter. They're coming, guys. The Mavericks, you think they haven't gotten better with what they're doing? Yeah, they're ensuring their perimeter defense, and they got some scores. So that's what they're doing. So you can't hold pat where we're at now. Now, if the Grizzlies, they're really not going to do anything because they're really strapped. There's not a lot they can do. The Rockets, they're stuck where they kind of are. And the Thunder is the only one who has room to do something if you're going to continue to have the lead. Or you can look and say, oh, well, we're number one. No, they're coming. People are coming for us. They're coming for us. Grizzlies only 6 down. Remember, they're in town Sunday. So what are we going to do with that? That's the question. What are we going to do? This is what it looks like, guys. This is what it looks like. Grizzlies winners over through. The Rockets are losing since Jabari's gone. That's really killing them. But now we understand. We lost Chet. We know how it is. But the difference is the Rockets don't have an SGA. That's what they don't have. The Grizzlies have Ja, but they won the other night without Ja. We're not winning without SGA. We can win without J-Dub. We clearly can win without Chet. We can win without Ihart. We can win without Caruso. We've won without Dort. We don't win without SGA. But none of them have that. The only person that has an SGA is the Nuggets, and they're coming. Look at them. Wins of 3 in a row. They're slowly coming and, creeping up our part. That's what they're doing. Okay? They're slowly coming towards our direction. That's what they're doing. So, you're going to have to watch out for the West and what's going to happen. And you got to make a move because everybody's making moves now. Everybody's making moves. And if you're trying to win a chip, which Stephen A. Smith does not think Sam Presti is, he thinks Sam Presti is just trying to be Oklahoma City's going to be happy being relevant every year. We're past relevant. We're in a chance to win something. You look at the Rocket. You look at the Golden State Warriors. They've called every superstar because Joe Lacob has spent, what did they spend, $300 million over the cap, whatever, a few year fines to win the chip the other day? Now, our owners are not going to do that. I think we spent, 90 or 100, a little over 100 the one time. We had Paul George and them, and we didn't win it. They're not going back in the luxury cap business, the luxury tax business. But think of where they bought the Thunder and what the Thunder now are worth. Remember where the Thunder were, what they bought them for, and what they're worth now. And Joe Lacob is out there, Latham, the owner of the Golden State Warriors. He's out there spending money left and right. Why? They want to win. They want to win. They're like, hey, let's win. The Thunder is sitting in perfect position. The NBA is wide open this year. It's wide open to get a W. Now, like I said, if we don't do anything, I showed you on the stats what we can and cannot do. We're number one in defense, in the league, which is great. But you got to be able to score the basketball. You got to have somebody go with SGA consistently on a night in, night out basis. You can't afford to give away 2 games because your guys can't score and can't hit a wide open shot. Now, they're going to play defensively? Yes, they're going to give us 100% defensively as a team, 100%. But that's Dort, that's Wiggins, that's J-Dub, that's K-Rich, that's Isaiah Joe, that's Kaysen, and that's Caruso. Those 7 guys have to be able to score. They're going to have to be able to make shots. Have to. And if they're going to make shots, I don't believe anybody can beat us. If those guys are knocking down threes, especially Isaiah Joe and Wiggins and Kaysen. If those 3 are knocking down shots, and Dort. If those 4 are knocking down shots, J-Dub can be so-so. But if those four are knocking down threes and they're shooting 40-something% or 50% from three, then we're going to be able to beat teams no matter what, staying just the way we are. We'll be able to beat teams. But if not, not happening. It's not happening at all. So, that being said, I'm looking forward to this week. Looking forward to tomorrow night going to the Suns game. Looking forward to the Grizzlies game on Sunday. I hope everybody else is coming too. So, that being said, hey, everybody have a fantastic day and thunder up and let's roll, baby. Let's go because I'm looking forward to tomorrow. And we will be, well, the show is, let me see, what are we doing after the storm tomorrow? 8:30 game. It's going to be late. So it'll be, what was it, 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11 o'clock. So it'll be 12 o'clock. So we probably won't do a show that. We'll probably do it on Thursday night. I'll come back and just recap it. So that being said, hey, you guys have a fantastic day out there.